to achieve one's genuine happiness. Without them, uh, it is not at all possible to experience anything by which one can be happy and without any suffering. And uh, so today, from today on, you will participate and listen to this uh, teaching on Mahamudra, which really encapsulates the essence of entire Sutra and Tantra, and which is the essential point of the Mahayana teaching. So I will do this retreat not so much for my own sake, but for the good of all sentient beings, and therefore please generate or arouse bodhicitta.
Haya, da kawa gomro maranzo. Milu dinle, ni tirinda mixege. Da di chu da chambo dinleji. Ni jirumu shinge da chugi. Da chu da chambo resi lan pingo da maranzo. One nyamneji ina, ni tsejig luji la sanje tablam chagan yu dinyo chi resi rwa. O dinleji da nyingi chunga di. Nyingi chunga, ni tugi chunga, samgi chunga di da. Kugab yawa shingi sam kawa gomro rwa.
So now please rejoice over the fact that you have got this great opportunity to listen to a very profound and precious teaching coming from Lama Tsongkhapa. And it's not often that one is able to get teachings on this. And today one is going to have a chance to listen, to contemplate, and to meditate. And the translator forgot something to say before, and that is, Geshe-la said, we need to have a sound motivation, because it's not good enough to be exposed to the Mahayana. If the person doesn't become Mahayanists themselves, exposure is not alone. The person can become Mahayanis through generating altruistic motivation of bodhicitta. That part was forgotten before.
아니 당저 디치나서 우주 공대에서讲谈的 당연한 셈나 다음은 대용도 다시 셈나라 동네에서 강의도 내망부지 유지로 셈 따뜻 지 오늘 셈게 지 동일라서 셈게 처역이 찾으러 그래도 다셈 남도 셈나라다 만다 샤도에 같은 좀 망부지 연구요 다들 당봉해라 수수지 수수 곰개베도 소도도 해지 따다라 아니 데 직단에 야고요를 당고 다들라니 우주 공개 남도 그냥 보스로 당한서 추 셈디 다다와 대야게 탐란 역시디 우주 공개야 대야셔를 니디 나당고 우다 저런 거 많잖아 망고 이게 tönyö요를 아시에 대해서 하셔 인자 당고 우 보라 우인지 단지를 봐 우주 연구요 파도요 어디 시버시제 아니 뒤지 대셔 왔으라
Now let's move on to settling the mind. And settling the mind is done effectively through breathing meditation, concentrating on your breath. And this is to enable the mind to be in the present moment. And the reason for settling the mind is we need to settle the mind because at the moment it will be that there are a lot of thoughts crisscrossing the mind, and one is not able to pay attention to what is being talked about, and one may have different sensations, distress, depression, sadness, and these are different unwholesome, upsetting sensations, and which become part of discursive thoughts. And the discursive thoughts, when they run amok in the mind, then they cloud the space of the mind. And so let's do this breathing meditation and see that most of you already know this technique really well. Just for the benefit of anyone who hasn't been exposed to this, breathing meditation is done by paying attention to the deep inhalation and exhalation, and then see that mind is caught up single-pointedly in this process.
다들 우대에서 통을 저거 당 시버시는 저거 단지 시버시 근데 시외 저는 장가 주의시 우수 등 파단 장가 주죠 주잡사스나니 장가자 참샤시 우코랑 가와도도 아니 쌤디 우 다다we 가나 네 알아다 담람디 비 장담하자 네 계정부를 해서
Now, I'd like you to breathe not so much deeply in and out, but a natural pace, and then count the cycles of inhalation and exhalation up to 10 times, so that during this the mind is completely preoccupied, a single tasking on the counting of inflow and outflow of the breath. After the end of counting the 10 cycles, and then stop counting but focus only on the breath and see um, where the mind is. And this is said to be quite an effective method to ensure the mind is present in the present moment.
야, 다 나서 수수 곰잠, 다 곰자와 찍어게 이제 쌤 내적 두비야로 다 신의 두비야로 네 쌤다 쌤 못해야로 쌤이 동반이 또야 다 그래나 쭉 냠도 똑바서 그래 근데 곰자와 찍어게 나게 말했어 또 어디 되게 말했어 아니 야 롭종 체로 와 롭종 야양 체되네 요야스게 말해 음 다디 당기 라이 뭐지 디 주어디 단다 지 간델하지 nenjo디 주어 주어 맞춰봐 나와 지금 뭐 지진 잠배한 게 지금 무슨 지금 무슨 되는 뭐 개를 무슨 당 아니 개를 무슨 게 아니 두나 반대 상고 되서서 되서다 두나 반대 상고게 아니 이거 그 루친다는 거 간델하지 아니 바 다르다 그런 뒤에 라마다 이담 예매데 소왔다지 아니 가르치 버려서는 저 초스 디버정과 소는사 디버정 그래서 딕딥 쉬우지 디버 쉬우지 사요 와 세딜레 사요를 저 몽골 사요를 그러면서 와다지 딕딥 세야 되다 미 타야 돼요 말들이 그러면서 와 니마지 밀어야지 삼바 마시베 돈에 밀어야지 아 굴롱 엠바지 돈에 직주부 쇼야 서로 근데 아니 지 밀어 뇌야 서로 근데 지 쉬야 서로 미 벤저 지 내를 준 뇌야 서로 내가로 근데 제연디 장을 디니가 내 곰지다 영화 민도로 심 투지로 그래서 데려다 디디블라 디버디블라디 남배기 슈네 셰야디 디발라디 지금 심 투지 아니 라시 상마지 왔어요 내가들라 곰지다 영화 그럼 민도로
No.
세단 디기 디디디파 타바치야 얘나 던지고네 근데 간들라지 디버파 타야치야 돈 소남 사베도 그냥 소남 사인데 소남 텔레팀베 남도 또봐 기야 근데 용구 요인자 다 수수지 깔로 찍어 잡되네 펜 루드에스케 요말 카시에게다 말하는 전체 공장나다 가리는 지도를 삼삼 튕기래로 얘가 요말 말하면서 배나 오마 예 수수 쇼 소신게 요인나 디나라 쇼지면은 오마디 쇼 차도문다로
No.
어디다 찍버래 오마 뿌이다 고지 뉴질랜드 오마 빼야 고요로 저런서 쇼서단이 캐워시고요로 디 여위는 쇼그 쇼지디면은 오마디 쇼서야 민다로 어디 나시리 수수 롭존 시야게 직배 누가요 곰자게 뒤에 곰자 롭존 제버지고게 도제게 요마레스다 딜레야 그 윤도디 고고요레스 디요나 아니 심나래 심 지주어도야 된다 지요 인자 따디 단단디 라멘nen조세 디 개침부 차단 균진데 레스로
Uh, meditation alone, despite knowing how to do meditation well and doing it well, alone may not um, be enough in order to achieve nature means perfect stability and stable, clear concentration, vivid concentration, or being able to see the face of the mind, or to see the empty, or to realize or even experience emptiness of the mind. And so genuine spiritual realization cannot happen through sheer hard effort. Or one may think to oneself, uh, I'm a good person, I can study, and I will learn as much as possible, and then I will meditate, reflect on what I have learned. Um, it's very well that one is a capable person in learning and in meditating, Yet one may not achieve the, the outcome that one has been looking for. And the outcome, the final outcome on the basis of meditation, on the basis of one's study, comes from kind of an X factor, and that X factor is life force of the transmission given to one from the spiritual source, the guru. The life force of the life force which enables meditation and effort to bear fruit is called Guru Yoga. And here we are going to talk about Kanten Haike, the 100 deities of Joyous Land Guru Yoga, uh, the life force that emanated from Manjushri to Lama Tsongkhapa, Lama Tsongkhapa to Ketup Rinpoche, and from Ketup Rinpoche it went down to Dul Nak, Dul, D-U-E-L, Dul, N-A-G, Dul Nak, Belten Sangpo, and he apparently wrote it down. Up until then, it was only an oral teaching. So there's a great need to get this X factor for spiritual realization through Guru Yoga practice, where one's reliance on the Guru through profound rapport, loving rapport with the Guru is of a critical importance, whereby the Guru is at once seen as inseparable from one's central meditation deity, and seeing them together, then seeing them inseparable, one applies wholeheartedly in gathering merits by way of the seven sublimes, from prostration to dedication. And then on top of that, one also needs to clear the mind of the thicket of defilements and karmic imprints. Defilements and karmic imprints that one has done in this lifetime, and one can very well assume that one has done in the past. So it is by seeing the Guru inseparable from the Guru, from the deity, and turning to the Guru wholeheartedly to pass down this life force transmission, the living force for one's effort to bear fruit, that one prays to the Guru. And one may think to oneself, I don't need to purify negative things, or dikpa, the Tibetan word is dikpa. It's not something we can see, but something we can feel. And for example, one day, somebody provoked one in the morning, and then the tone of the day is set by that. One remains really ruffled, agitated, and one is not able to control oneself. One is besides oneself. So at that stage of being ruffled, see if you can immediately meditate. Just utterly impossible. So that is unwholesome, that we cannot see, but we can feel, experience, and see the outcome of not being able to apply to wholesome undertakings or practice. So there's a great need to clear, to declutter the mind of negative propensities, and that is best done by way of a Yanla Dumba, which used to be called seven limbs, but this translator would like to call it the seven sublimes. And it is done, seven sublimes, the practice of seven sublimes is done in relation to the Guru Yoga. And uh, then one can see that something is happening. For example, as I have said before, people may think, oh, I can do it myself. Indeed, you may do, you know how to do it, you do it yourself, but the X factor is missing. For example, to make yogurt, you need good milk. And fortunately, New Zealand has really good quality milk. And you also know how to make yogurt, but you need what is called that you put in the milk. Culture is a culture. So if you don't have culture, the X factor culture, I mean, if you don't put it, then it's not going to. The yogurt is not going to make. The milk is not going to turn into yogurt. And in the same way, we need the living culture transmission life force of the practice coming from the source in an unbroken manner.
that is ishtemda tadi pandela je ji tön shen ra
Yes. So,
tadi dingi nangala da denda di ji din chambo bumbu ni tugane ma ni tugane ma din ti tugala din ga tala ni singi ti pe ma ni ma da chi di ni je se sum shu yu ti wa 어딘 데지 다지름 GFS 민 데지 단데 꾸치도 데지 유티 데 다치 질 칼레칼레 데오 자샤브라운스 사니나니 어디 틱도 마지 댄션도 간데라지
so there isn't much time for this session, but nevertheless, could you do a quick, effective, short, sharp visualization of Lama Tsongkhapa? Lama Tsongkhapa hailing from Tushite Pure Land, from amidst the billowing clouds that emanated from the heart of Maitreya into the Tushita Pure Land. And amidst the clouds, then visualize a lion throne, a throne supported by raised by lions, and have three thrones, one bigger one in the middle and two side thrones. And could you then visualize Lama Tsongkhapa like the image of Lama Tsongkhapa that you have before you on the altar? And next, then could you go recite the prayer to Lama Tsongkhapa by way of the deities of the 100 deities of the joyous land.
시로션 칼레 말로션
If you can recite this and
From the heart of the Saviour of the hundred deities of Tashita, on the peak of a cloud of dignity which burning like fresh fire, King of Dharma from the Shiloh Central, please come here together with your sons. In the sky before me on the lion throne, lotus and moon, my perfect Guru Guru smiles with delight. As the supreme figure of miracle and light of faith, please invite the hundreds of eons to spread the teaching. a holy mind is the intelligence that understands the fullest things of objects to be known. Your holy speech with its excellent explanations is an ornament for the ears of those of good fortune. Your holy body is radiant and beautiful with royal renown. To you who are willing to see, hear, and remember, I prostrate. Pleasing drinking water, various flowers, fragrant incenses, lights, scented water, and so forth. Oceans of cloud-like offerings, most actually arranged in exquisite images. I offer to you this supreme gift of merit. The regular miracles of body, speech, and mind that I have collected from beginningless time, especially those opposite to the three vows, I confess in each and every one of them my heart was firm to regret. And you strove to accomplish much here in this degenerate age, and make your freedom and richness so meaningful, by abandoning the worldly concerns. Savior, we sincerely rejoice in your extensive deeds. Perhaps the pure holy Guru is from the billowing clouds of wisdom and compassion in the sky of the Dharmakaya. Please let rain of profound and extensive Dharma upon the earth of those who seek you exactly as they need. May whatever virtue I have collected benefit the teaching of Lord transmigrate beings, and may it especially cause the essence of perfect pure love for teachings to shine forever. This ground anointed with perfume strewn with flowers adorned with Mount Vero, the 4 continents, the sun and the moon. Our imaginings would have been an offered. My Lord transmigrate beings enjoy this pure land. May I and all sentient beings meet the teachings of the victorious one, Los Andrapa, who lived in heaven and life endowed with pure morality, a brave heart enduring the bodhisattva's extensive deeds, and the yoga of the two sages, supremely transcendental wisdom of non-dual bliss and interest.
아예 다디 건조 갔다 만자다 저는 디 남과체 다 간들라지 공부요래 한 가시 니는 남과 멤버 제다 수수 이제 공자를 다리 믹스에 참디 레비 인자 인간당은 디 마음으로 디 제르무치 마주니 숨샹조 신자 다디 지나면라 아니 최단 선생님이 돈 라마라 대화서 요랬다 나도 최저네 대화서 그래 대화디 요나 아니 텔레템베 뉴버지 연구여와 어딘지 저는 공잡 이제 소답체나 팬도 메시지기 되게 네가 개요 말했어 사실 싸우이느라
So most of people here know this Guru Yoga practice in relation to Lama Tsongkhapa, but if there are some new ones and who have no idea about what the people are talking about, is this practice of relating to or connecting to the source of this Mahamudra, and that came, as said before, from Manjushri to Lama Tsongkhapa. So Lama Tsongkhapa was a Tibetan scholar, meditator, adept of the 15th century, and so who was a prolific writer of a great meditator. So what we're doing is, if you wonder what is this all about, it is trying to connect with the source, and one can have a spiritual connection, material connection. When one has a connection with someone, with something on which you depend for the outcome to come to you, and the connection is key, it's a link, and when you have that link, then the transmission has come, the life force has come to one, and it will really work wonders in terms of making a change, and you will get the life energy.
어다 등이 난가라 이제 GFC 숨든지 지슈데 유트 다디 인수수다 운에 심 이제 단다 다 디기 두야기 사변스나리 진로 중이디 인체 메바체가 안디네 마베 세트 아니 수수 셈줄로 마다데 다다지 셈마세가 소라지 셈칭데베 소라도 파네 다로서 텐제 어딘데 상담은 네 여고 그랬어.
So, could all attendees, all the people present here, visualize the presence before you of this uh, great Lama Tsongkhapa and his disciples, and then think to yourself that the issue or light rays emanate from them, and the light rays fall, strike you and fall upon you, whereby the light rays illumine once your mind, which may not be uh, clear, or it could be in the best in the best frame of mind or in the best state. Feel that the light rays coming from this great source uh, uh, lights up and puts in a positive frame.
아이다 니믹스에기 간디 자기 전부 저기 진로 중에 뉴바지 수술로 충성 전제네 모두 샤고스라.
So here, please think to yourself, by connecting with the source and doing this light receiving light rays, feel that you have received a special nupa means the energy uh, which will enable one to understand Mahamudra. And on this note, let's have break now.
logo.
Due to the merit of these virtues, direction in this life, we can attain the state of the good world, and all living beings without exception reach an enlightened state. Live free, joy, chief, and salvation of our